With this powerhouse combo of faith and works tied together, nothing is impossible. Top of the morning to you. So, as we read the book of James, the first chapter, and we put on our God is love perspective, we find the following information to use in our efforts to get to know God better. This book is written by James, who's the brother of Jesus. Now, you would have thought that he would have used that title in his introduction rather than the one he used, which was servant of God and a servant of his Lord Jesus Christ. Not brother, but Lord Jesus. So, as God's servant, James emphasizes how important it is for both faith and works to be interconnected. Basically, you can't have one without the other. With this powerhouse combo, we can be confident of our right standing with God. It's called righteousness. As righteous believers, we can confidently know we can approach God the Father to fulfill any of our shortcomings, like wisdom. Chapter 1, verse 5 says, if you need wisdom, ask and God will give it liberally and without finding fault. But we must do this with faith, without doubting God's ability to do what he says he will do. When we are humbly righteous, we won't be prone to hypocrisy or discrimination when it comes to treating people with honor, void of their social status. That's because we have a righteous connection with God, who is love. And as such, we get thoroughly tested and ensure our hearts are right standing, and in turn, it qualifies us for the victor's crown of life. In this testing, James wants us to know it's not God who tests, for he tempts no one. Chapter 1, 13, we are tempted and baited by our own lusts and passions and evil desires. Because once an evil desire takes root, it gives birth to sin. When sin is fully mature, it brings forth our death. We become victorious when we are quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to take offense, slow to anger, because anger doesn't promote or is conducive to God's righteousness. And how do we do these things? Well, chapter 1, 21 through 22 explains, get rid of all uncleanness and wickedness. Remain humble in spirit, receive and welcome the word, which is Jesus, which when rooted in your heart has the power to save your soul, and be doers of the word. In other words, obey, not merely listeners, to keep from being deceived into thinking you're okay when you're not. The word of encouragement today is to keep our eyes on Jesus and his law of liberty by believing and obeying, and then God promises to bless us in our obedience. Chapter 1, 25. Have a great day.